The Battle of Shrewsbury, fought on July 21, 1403, was a critical confrontation during the reign of King Henry IV of England and one of the most significant battles of the early 15th century. This conflict stemmed from the escalating tensions between the king and the powerful Percy family of Northumberland, who had been instrumental in helping Henry IV seize the throne from Richard II in 1399. Initially allies, the relationship between Henry IV and the Percys soured over unresolved disputes, including unpaid financial obligations to the family, disagreements over the management of prisoners captured during campaigns in Scotland, and the king's refusal to grant them further territorial and political influence. Henry Hotspur Percy, the charismatic son of Henry Percy, Earl of Northumberland, emerged as the leader of the rebellion. Hotspur's fiery temperament and military prowess made him a formidable figure, and he sought to rally opposition to the king by portraying his rebellion as a fight for justice and the restoration of fairness in the governance of the kingdom. The rebellion gained further momentum through an alliance with Hotspur's uncle, Thomas Percy, Earl of Worcester, and a declared partnership with the Welsh rebel leader Owain Glyndyr, though the latter's forces were unable to join the battle in time. Hotspur's forces raised a significant army, estimated at around 8,000 men, and marched south, aiming to consolidate support and challenge the king's authority directly. Henry IV, aware of the threat and determined to quash the rebellion swiftly, moved his forces to intercept Hotspur. The king personally led a well-organized royal army of approximately 15,000 men, accompanied by his eldest son, the future Henry V, then a youth of 16 who was eager to prove himself in battle. The two sides met near the town of Shrewsbury in Shropshire, on a site chosen for its strategic importance, as Hotspur's forces were attempting to join reinforcements further south. The battle began with an exchange of long-range archery fire, as both sides fielded large contingents of longbowmen, the premier missile troops of the period. The air was soon filled with a deadly storm of arrows, causing significant casualties on both sides before the armies even engaged in close combat. The power of English longbows, capable of piercing armor at range, turned the battlefield into a bloody and chaotic scene. The longbowmen proved especially lethal against Hotspur's forces, whose advancing lines suffered heavy losses under the relentless barrages. Despite the carnage, Hotspur led his men with characteristic bravery, launching a determined assault aimed at the royal center, where King Henry IV himself commanded. Hotspur's goal was clear: to kill or capture the king and thereby cripple royal authority. His forces advanced with ferocity, creating intense moments of hand-to-hand combat that spread confusion and fear among the ranks. However, the royal forces, bolstered by their numerical superiority in the firm leadership of the king, managed to withstand the rebel onslaught. Prince Henry played a prominent role in rallying troops, even after being struck in the face by an arrow, a wound that would leave him with a lifelong scar but also enhance his reputation for courage and resilience. The turning point of the battle came with the death of Hotspur. Contemporary accounts vary on the precise details of his demise. Some claim he was struck by an arrow, while others suggest he fell during the melee, but his death had an immediate and demoralizing effect on the rebel army. Without their charismatic leader, the cohesion of the rebel forces broke down, and many of Hotspur's men either fled the field or surrendered. The royal army emerged victorious, securing a decisive triumph that effectively ended the rebellion. In the aftermath, Thomas Percy, Earl of Worcester, and other rebel leaders were captured and executed, their heads displayed as a warning to potential dissenters. The rebellion's failure reinforced Henry IV's authority, but it also underscored the challenges he faced in maintaining loyalty among his nobles and the precariousness of his rule. For Prince Henry, the battle marked a pivotal moment in his early career, shaping him into the warrior king who would later lead England to glory at Agincourt. The Battle of Shrewsbury stands as a dramatic and bloody episode in medieval English history, illustrating the volatility of power struggles, the enduring might of the English longbow, and the high stakes of loyalty and rebellion in a kingdom still grappling with the consequences of usurpation.